We are truly living in the most exciting time the world has ever known. And as a volcano approaches its eruption, we are seeing that America is erupting. And Jesus Christ is preparing us for his return. And in Matthew chapter 24, Jesus said this. He said, nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of the birth pains. Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and put you to death, and you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. You will be hated. Now, we've still got to be here in order to be hated by all nations. And the word nations there is ethnos. It's talking about ethnic groups. Recently, I was reading an article, and the writer said this: Christian pastors are threatened for holding church services while Bibles and American flags are burned in our streets. Pro-life protesters are arrested outside an abortion clinic for writing "Black Preborn Lives Matter" in chalk on a public sidewalk, but vandals and rioters are free to spray paint buildings and public property in cities across the country. You know, I've really been thankful for Dr. John MacArthur and the stand that he has taken in California to begin worship services again. And something that he stated, he said, it's never been the prerogative of civil government to order, mortify, forbid, or mandate worship. So they plan on continue meeting every Sunday. And Dr. MacArthur appeared on Fox News, and they asked him about the seriousness of COVID-19. And part of his reply was that in a state of 80 million people, close to 9,000 have died related to the virus. That is a 99.98% survival rate. As I shared yesterday at our church, this is not a pandemic, but it is a plandemic. Here in Tennessee, we have 6.3 million Tennesseans, and our heart grieves for all those who have died, but 1,215 people, Tennesseans, have died from COVID. This is not a pandemic. What this is birth pains. This is birth pains of the coming. And my prayer is that the people of God would wake up, that blinders would be removed, that we would see, God would help us to see what's going on here. Because I'll tell you what, in Democratic controlled states, and there are two main parties, and there's one party in America that is a true anti-God party, and it's their own platform. All you have to do, I'm not being Republican or Democrat, I'm just calling it out. The Democrat Party is an anti-God party, and you can see where Democratic governors and mayors are in charge. In some of these places, anarchy is taking place. Churches are being closed down. Listen, if you want to know the source of where this is coming from, all you have to look is at the fruit. When churches are closed down, when churches are being fined $1,000 a day if they have the audacity to think they're an essential service, if the people of God don't stand up and begin speaking out, the world is clueless. The world is clueless. And I'll tell you, many believers are living in fear rather than living in faith. What we need to recognize, these are the birth pains, and this is not the time for us to slack up. This is the time for us to press into the Father's heart and to look up and to radically live for Jesus, just like our counterparts, the first century Christians did. May God empower you today with the boldness of the Holy Spirit and fill you with the love of Christ and use you to touch people for Jesus. God bless you.